Hello, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're watching. Welcome to True, a 21-day coaching journey. You're with us for day number 8. We are live. It is the 13th of January 2022. It is just after 6 p.m. UK time. And I think my beautiful wife has brought me a coffee.
Coffee time!
Amazing, thank you. So hello, Mrs. Grant. Thank
Is there
you.
a hole in my armpit? No.
Wouldn't matter if there was.
There we are.
Thank you. There you go, Mrs. Grant. So welcome. Let me know in the chat if you're here so that I know that you're present and you're ready for this one. If you've been watching previous broadcasts, I hope you've been enjoying the coaching sessions so far. As always, for those of you that haven't seen any of these videos, the purpose of these videos are to be an introspective journey into really figuring out what's important to you in the years ahead. I believe in today's day and age we are rich in information. It is answers a 10 a penny. You can go on Google and find the answer to just about anything. But the only thing you can't find the answer to on Google is what's really, really important to you. Because what's important for one person will be completely different to somebody else. You can't find that on Google. What is important to you, what life means to you, what matters to you, that is something that is that requires an internal job, an internal conversation. So I believe that what the world needs right now is not more answers, but what the world really needs is more is better questions, is more time introspectively going within. So today's broadcast, we're looking at your finances, we're looking at your financial life. And you might notice that there is a theme to the way that we ask these questions, because what matters to you in your financial life will be different to somebody else. For me, financial life doesn't just mean money. It definitely doesn't just mean savings. It definitely doesn't just mean investing. Many different people have many different opinions on what wealth means, what finances means. Everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a set of beliefs as to what it means. And so rather than kind of mentor you in this area, because it definitely isn't an area that I have absolutely everything figured out and all my ducks in a row, I thought what might be really useful is just to, as we've done with the previous sessions, is to coach you to help you figure out where you are now and what is important to you to get you to where you ultimately want to be. As always, these broadcasts are sponsored by Medical Relief International. So if you haven't already, we'd love it if you could donate or give what you can. Medical Relief provide aid in third world countries such as Jordan and Syria, and they do some amazing work. So at the bottom of the screen, there is a link. I can adjust my camera. There is a link to donate. So if you are in a position to do so, we'd love it if you could donate and give what you can. So let's get into today's broadcast, shall we? So what I'm going to do, as always, is I'm going to bring up my slide deck to the screen, which you should be able to see now. And I'm going to take you through today's questions. Okay, here we go. So first question. So grab a notepad, make sure you've got a fresh notepad, and get ready to answer the following question. So first question, my ideal financial life looks and feels like. If you were to describe it in a sentence or two, in a few words, what does your ideal financial life look like? What does it look and feel like? Maybe you can, maybe it's a specific amount of assets. Maybe it's a property portfolio. Maybe it's a specific amount of money in savings. What does your ideal financial life look like? Okay, next. Slides are just running a bit Bit slow today. Oh, there we go. Let's just jumped ahead. Give me a second. The beauty of live videos is the slides are playing up for some reason. So death by PowerPoint, isn't it? Oh, okay, here we go. So the question I asked was the ideal financial life looks and feels like. So what does your ideal life look and feel like? So that was the first question. There we go. Second question is, it might help if I turn my clicker on, mightn't it? That might help us. For me to live my ultimate reality in this area, 3 words I'd have to start living by now are. What are 3 words that you'd have to start living by in this area for you to achieve that ultimate financial reality? So I always say that, well, full transparency, at the time of doing this video, I'm present in day 2 business mastery with Tony Robbins, who is forever saying that success is 80% psychology and 20% skill and mechanics. And so if that's true, that 80% of success in every area is our mindset. For example, everybody knows what to do to get in shape, but not everybody does because they have the wrong psychology. If that's true, then the first step to having the right psychology in the area of your financials, the first step is to identify how the best version of you would show up. And to simplify that, we ask this question. For you to live the ultimate reality of your financial life at its best, if you could succinctly summarize it in 3 words, what would those 3 words be? Next, the reasons I chose these 3 words are, what is significant about those words? What made you decide upon those 3 words? What is significant about those 3 words? For me to start living those 3 words now, I'd have to stop. So what are some things that you'd have to stop doing to live those 3 words? For me, when I think about my financial area, there's a few things I had to stop doing. In the external tactical world, I had to reduce spending and buying material things that gave me short-term instant gratification. In my internal world, I had to stop believing some of the old money beliefs, or as a good friend Matt Elwell would say, I had to stop believing my shitty little money patterns that said, I have a story that says I can't do X, Y, Z because I grew up on a council estate in Birmingham. Had to stop thinking that way because there are many successful people who have grown up on council estates who have built great wealth. So to believe that I can't do that was a limiting belief. It was a limiting story that I was creating to keep myself effectively stuck. That was one of the things I had to stop. What would you have to stop? And then when you're ready, what would you have to start? So for you to start living those 3 words, what would you have to start doing? So for you to start living those 3 words, what would you have to start doing? Maybe you'd have to start investing, saving a specific amount every month that doesn't get touched. What would you have to start doing? Maybe you'd have to start reading financial literature, financial books. What would you have to start doing? And a long-term consequence of not living into these three words is? What is a long-term consequence of not living into these three words? So how will life be worse if you don't start living into those three words? If I had to change one thing in this area, which would be most important to change first? Is it the situation or the way that I look at the situation? So let's say that your financial life isn't exactly the way you want it to be. What's the most important thing to change first? Is it the way that you look at it, or is it the situation itself? Great saying that I love, which is see things as they are, but don't see them worse than they are. So sometimes in the past, I've been guilty of seeing something worse than it is. And that's the worst thing that we can do, because when we see something as worse than it is, it straight away puts us into like a negative loop or a negative thought cycle, which doesn't help us. It's like if somebody is not, I use a fitness example again, but if somebody's not in shape and they're hating on their body, that's not going to empower them to take action as much as if they just accept themselves as they are and say, okay, I'm not where I want to be. I don't have the body I want. I don't have the financial situation that I want. But now I know that, I'm willing to admit that to myself. Now I'm in a stronger position to do something about it, versus everybody else that maybe is just in denial and is just hoping for a better day. Yeah. By focusing more energy on living my three financial words, I'll gain. How will your life be better? By focusing more energy on living your three financial words. With my financial life, my life will be better in the following ways. It's a bit of a repeat of the last question, so ignore that one. A small step that I will take today towards achieving my ideal result in this area this year is, what is a small step, really common sense, but not common practice, step that you could take today to move you one step forward towards your ideal financial life? Maybe there's a book you've been putting off reading, you order it on Amazon. Maybe maybe you're going to do what I did some time ago, is you go into your bank account and open 3 pots, because you can go into most bank accounts today and open little micro accounts. We have a savings and investment and a tax bucket. It means I can't touch, for example, the tax bucket, because that's to pay the Queen, right? It's to pay HMRC. Maybe you'll do that. Maybe it'll be a book. Maybe it'll be an audio program. Maybe there's a financial training that you could register and attend. Maybe you could go and see a financial advisor. I don't know what it is for you. Only you know what that first step would be that's simple for you. And then finally, accountability. I would love you to post what that action is that you're committed to doing in the comments. So if you're watching live now, do that now. In fact, even on the recording, do that. Post in the actions below what you are committed to doing, so that I can see it. I can hold you accountable. I am your coach for the next 21 days. Make sure you put what it is that you're committed to doing in the chat. That's it. I made a hash of the slides today. I think it's the sleep deprivation from Business Mastery. Tomorrow night's session, I'm not sure the title of it without the top of my head, but it'll be great. You know, these things always are. So we'll see you back here tomorrow night, 6 p.m. for day number 9. That's it for today. Make sure you put your action in the comments. Do not leave the broadcast without doing that. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night again, as always, for day number 9. See you tomorrow. Peace out.